What's up, y'all? Oh, we can play games on here now? Top of the morning. Welcome to Live. It's Frank Lucas. In the flesh and I'm high. Sipping on tea. What's the tea? It's what my bitches say. On gauge me. They love how I style. They love how I swag. They love how I rap when I'm in my bag. It is what it is. I am who I am. Shout out to Marlo Stanfield. I want my corners, man. I want my corners, man. Matter of fact, let me go to this. Yeah. What up, y'all? Hit that like button. 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 Yo, so I got y'all on here because I got a question for the people. Do y'all want to be the victim or victorious? I'm trying to get to my page so I can. Okay, there we go. Hey, what the hell? Do you want to be a victim or victorious? Because a lot of people like to hate, man. I'm noticing when I'm looking at these Jay Z videos. I'm noticing a lot of people that, because I've been seeing the same thing for a long time, and I understand that people don't dislike a person. My thing is, let's say Tupac for example, and I'm a Tupac fan. I love Pac. Let's say that I didn't like Tupac. I wouldn't go on videos about Tupac and comment how much I don't like Tupac. That's asinine, ass 10, ass 11. And why is this? Uh, you know what? It's early. Might be a little too early. I just felt compelled to get up on here early this morning with a word for y'all real quick. So yeah, and this isn't even about Jay Z. This is about just in general. I mean, to be completely honest, I haven't seen it with any artist as much as I've seen it with Jay Z on this page, and I've covered all types of artists. I'll come to the conclusion people like to argue. You absolutely right. People love to be contrarian. People love to have a difference of opinion and a different point of view. And that's cool. I'm the same way. I like to be different. I don't like to think what everybody else think or like what everybody else like. But then I be coming across people that dislike somebody for no real logical reason. See, when I was coming up, if it was Jay we talking about, when I was coming up, most of the reason would be because somebody was a Nas fan instead. You're the greatest, bro. Been following you for years. Thank you, appreciate that. The Berg 4112. Shout outs to the Berg 4112. Yeah, I would it would be people that didn't like Jay Z, but that's because they like Nas or they like Tupac or they like DMX or there was another rapper and Jay Z just they'd be like, I mean, yeah, he's cool, but I ain't really because it wasn't Jay Z the billionaire that he is now. Now that he's on that status, shouts to Illinois, Macon, Georgia. What's up? I see y'all. Now that he's on that status, people have even more reasons to hate. And why am I calling it hate? Let me tell you, that's a good question. Let's discuss hate. Let's discuss hate. We're gonna find out something. Because some people love to hate. So, y'all ready for this breakdown? I got your book. Thank you from Atlanta. Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I just took them copies back to the back, but my book, My Viral Blueprint, is out now on Amazon and Kindle. I'm so used to saying the music. That's what happens when you make everything and you promote everything. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? This is how we gonna break it down. So, what's the difference between someone hating and just someone having a difference of opinion or a negative opinion about something or something? This is the key difference. It's three things: intent, fairness, and flexibility. A negative opinion is when someone genuinely doesn't like something and can explain why, even if you disagree. For an example, his videos aren't really my style. I don't like that song because the hook feels a little too repetitive. I think that take was wrong. I don't agree with that take that they just made. That's not automatically hate. Those examples I just gave. That's just criticism, preference, and disagreement. Now, when does it become hating? Hating is when the negativity feels more personal, dishonest, or excessive. It usually comes with one or more of these. They want you to fail, not just improve. So again, if I don't like something somebody does, or let's say there's a player I don't like, instead of me just not liking that player and thinking that they don't play good, instead of me just wanting that player to play better and improve, I actually want them to fail. I can't think of a single athlete who I want to fail. I wanted the Thunder to fail at defeating the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, but I don't want them to fail their life. I don't hate them. They ignore anything good you do. So remember, that goes back to the first thing I said: intent, fairness, and flexibility. Um, Personal, dishonest, or excessive. They ignore anything good you do. Flexibility. They can't even admit like something good that you actually do, or even acknowledge something good that you do. I want to stop using Jay-Z. If LeBron James saved 13 uh, Cambodian children from a burning breast milk factory, it'd be niggas like he still ain't better than Jordan. If P Diddy said, okay, I can't take that. I don't care what P Diddy ain't nothing P Diddy could do to salvage his image. Oh, he goes the biggest one. He goes the biggest one. They move the goalpost every time you succeed. They move the goalpost every time you succeed. Okay, well, he saved 13 babies, but why he ain't saved 20 babies? It was 20 babies in there. How come he only saved 13? The nigga only got two arms. They criticize the person more than the work. I don't hear a lot of people criticize Jay-Z's work as much as they criticize him personally. Now, that's about the reason. If you're not even saying Jay-Z sucks as a rapper, you just saying I don't like him because of these allegations I've heard. A lot of these are social media speculation, allegations, and rumors. None of this has ever been proven to be true. You know what is true? That Diddy stomped on Cassie's face and that he was having free goals with dudes that was mostly just there to smash his wife that she ordered and called and paid. He paid for, but she's the one that actually gave them the money. That's what is true. Facts, data, statistics, evidence. Does court always get it right 100% of the time? No. But if that's what we had that exists to kind of be a system, it's early in the morning. I can't think of the big words right now. To be a system of fairness, to be a system of, okay, we looked at the facts and this is the most that we came up with. That's why science is always changing. That's why Science, once Pluto was a planet, now it's not a planet. They enjoy tearing it down more than giving a real point. That's a big one because a lot of people that do a lot of hating, they're not even giving like a real valid point. They're not even trying to make sense. They just want to say that they don't like this person or thing or place or team or movie or album. The criticism sounds more personal, in my opinion. That's my beat right here. The criticism sounds more personal, in my opinion. Sound like whiny babies. It's the boy. Hey, it's the boy from Baltimore. A fact checker. I thought Pluto was a rapper. Y'all funny as shit. All right, and the last one is they can't be fair, even when something is clearly good. That's that flexibility. So let's go back over this again. The difference between hating and just having a negative opinion, just having an honest opinion. I don't. What would be the see? We always say hating, but the opposite of that wouldn't be loving. So is hate. When does it become hate? What is the difference between somebody hating and not hating, just being honest? There we go. Not hating, just being honest. NHJBO. I don't know about that acronym. Uh, or hating and a negative opinion. The difference is intent, fairness, and flexibility. It becomes hating when somebody wants you to fail, not just improve, ignore anything good you do, move the goalpost every time you succeed, criticize the person more than the work, enjoy tearing it down more than giving a real point, and can't be fair even when something is clearly good. Can't be fair even when something is clearly good. I'm gonna keep going back to the Oklahoma City Thunder example for a second because I'm officially a Wembanyama fan and I've also been a Brunson fan, so I'm not mad that the Knicks won last night. But I'm like, damn, but because I am kind of going for the Spurs a little bit more now. But this New York time too, like New York, you know what I'm saying? I've been wanting Brunson to get to this level for a long time. I think it was messed up. See, it seemed like it was messed up how they did him in Dallas, but it really was the best thing that happened for him. I think Dallas knew what they had in the Jalen Brunson, but they had Luca. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, point is with the Thunder, I never, they're good. They're a great team. Shea is a great player. If you see his highlights when he was in LA with the Clippers, this man just getting to his spots, making shots, athletic as hell, twisting and twirling his body paws in ways that it's just like, yo, like what this dude is elastic out there. The flopping makes it unwatchable. That's not hate. That's I can be fair and say it's good. I just hate the flopping. So the real test, and then we're wrapping it up. So the real test is a negative opinion says, I don't like this. Hate says, I don't like this, and I don't need other people not to like it either. A critic might say, that joke didn't land for me. A hater might say, bro fell off, was never funny, nobody watches, just delete your channel. Oh, they say that to me all the time. All these people that coming to my live and coming to, I mean, not my live, but comment site, even in my live too. Is, oh, look, bro fell off. Bro fell off from what? You still see the videos out here moving. Also, not every negative comment from somebody is hate. Sometimes people are just blunt, jealous, disappointed. I'm very blunt. I'm a very blunt person. I do speak very bluntly, but I don't speak bluntly in a. I'm very aware of whether or not something I'm saying is coming off as hate or not. Well, I don't know how people interpret what I say. I'll say it this way. I try my best to give a balanced opinion of something. Like if I think of something negative about something or someone, I try to either lead with the positives that I can think of, like try to run them off, like, or I might end it with the positives. And I think it's better to end it with the positives because if the majority of your message was negative, but at the very end is positive and you just have a few positive things that you end it with, and it sounds sincere, I think that kind of goes a lot along over better. I think it kind of goes over better with a lot of people. But yeah, not every negative comment from somebody say. Sometimes people are just blunt, jealous, disappointed, ignorant, trolling, or honestly giving feedback poorly. That's another one too. A lot of people aren't haters; they just did, and that's something I got to be more cognizant of. That people just are not just give feedback poorly, but are actually poor communicators. Kind of like the way I'm stumbling all over my words right now. But when the negativity becomes a pattern where they can never give credit, never be objective, and seem emotionally invested in your downfall, that's hate. Yes, this conversation needs to be discussed a whole lot more. I love your videos. Currently, this one is fuck. Thank you, thank you. I notice the ones that have good intentions give you good advice, like they want you to succeed. This is the reason why the live music reviews is such a good thing with me that people love because let me take y'all back. I started engineering. I've been rapping since '97, but I started like engineering, like working Pro Tools and working in studios in 2004. Actually, before I would work in the studio, I was engineering out of an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so one of the reasons that people um really liked working with me as an engineer and producer is because just like it says, I was very blunt and very honest. And I um lost my train of thought. Give you good advice like they want you to succeed. Yeah. I would I would be rude with them, but it wasn't a like, damn, he's rude. It's like I'm talking to you like we already had that rapport. That's how you put it. I would talk to like it'd be my first time engineering you, and you go in there and you say something. I'd be like, all right, I mean, I wouldn't just come out the gate with the bluntness, but eventually, like as the session goes on, I'd be like, okay, I need you to do that take again. And this time, try not to suck when you do it. And they would laugh is because I'm being funny and I'm being comedically verbally abusive to you, but it's really in the spirit of coaching you through getting this song done. And people would artists appreciated, like they was like, thank you. Like they I guess be a lot of engineers, typically speaking, a lot of engineers are kind of quiet, reserved, maybe even timid people, or at least it comes off as timid. There was a study that was done years ago by some school. I cannot remember who it was, but they did a study and came to the conclusion that studio engineer was the most stressful job, or the most. Now, obviously, there's a lot of jobs with a lot more stress. Police officers, doctors, soldiers, like. But I think from the aspect of just like where you kind of just sitting and working, maybe like it's and maybe stress was not the right word. And look at me now, poorly communicating. My point of bringing that up is to say I know I'm a little bit long winded, but the reason I'm bringing that up is to say that um, it's a very tough job to do, especially because a lot of engineers, most engineers are either musicians or artists or both. And so we know what music sounds good to us because that's the music that made us fall in love with music in the first place to even make music. And we have to sit and record people that sound like garbage. I mean, y'all can go through the whole history of my videos and see that that's what my skits is majority about. So, um, a lot of engineers are very quiet and reserved because they're just mentally tapped out. They're just there, they're pushing buttons. They just like, especially with rappers. And I started engineering in 2004, right when that's another thing about a lot of you youngers is 30 and young. Y'all didn't see the world change how we saw the world change. I was born in 85, okay? The last day of 85. We saw the world go from analog to digital. We saw before the internet was around since the 60s, I think. But the actual commercial use of the internet started in the mid 90s and didn't really get popularized until the 2000s. And that's when life was still somewhat normal at that point, but just as the internet got faster and more access to more people, and like my man Beehive ATL says, the internet made the world flat. We saw the world get flattened. There's a what's the name down here? I'm gonna get to in a second. Super chat. Hey, maybe it's the delivery between hating versus maybe what? Have you ever caught yourself hating Crank? I'm not a hater. I'm actually I genuinely want to see people win. I genuinely want people to be the best versions of themselves. It's kind of like if I was like a saint, like just like a spirit, like a spiritual being, like somebody that like grew up in a temple and goes and hangs with monks and goes and does work around the world. That would be my life's purpose is to help people genuinely become the best versions of themselves. Again, that's the reason why. Thank you for asking that, because that just tied me back to my last point. So my last point of bringing up me being an engineer and engineers and what we have to go through is what I was saying about genuinely wanting people to succeed. So that's part of the reason why the live music reviews that I do are so great, is because that same honesty that I had as an engineer that artists appreciated in real time, they appreciate that from me listening to their music after the fact. It's just that now after the fact, there's nothing we can do about it. And I try to give my frame of mind when I do the live music reviews is from the frame of mind of an engineer and the producer. I'm thinking, if I was working on this track, what would I change? What would I do differently? You know what I'm saying? Have I ever caught myself hating? No, not. I'm pretty sure I've hated on. I'm gonna tell you what feels like hate, but it's not hate. I do feel that. See that hatred that people feel when they see somebody being successful. I feel that when I see other people being like other content creators being successful or more successful than me doing what I do. But it's not because I'm hating on them. It's because I know I invented this genre. And I hate the fact that the algorithm is giving other people who learned it from me more of a push than they're giving the originator. So I don't have resentment towards that person for being successful. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of look at them trying to copy me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, it's like, okay, I don't own this creativity. Like, I'm not the first person to ever make a skit that took place in the studio. They was doing that on SNL back in the '70s. But the way that I do this, the way that I put this together, yeah, I invented that genre. So when I see other people doing it, I feel hatred, but I feel more hatred or resentment towards the platform and the algorithm for letting them get more exposure than what I'm getting, especially when they only a couple years in and I'm a decade in and I'm not getting the same push that they getting, and they knew. You feel me? Or newish, because everybody feeling now. Um, okay, let me help you out. It's been a long time since I. You know what? I'm not going to ban you. I'm just going to put you in timeout for 24 hours for that dumbass comment. That remind me of Rosa Parks. That remind me of Barbershop. Rosa Parks did nothing but sat down. Is it hate or stating facts? Wes Wilson, what's up? Work on your jokes, big bro. That shit. So, you was referring to responding to the person that just. Damn, you been rapping for a hot minute. Wes Wilson sent the $5 super chat. Said, "Tell them about the consultations. Thanks for all your help." Yeah, man. So I do consultations as well. So listen, you're not paying for my time. You're paying for my years of experience. So any artists that are looking for consultations, I do one-on-one consultations for artist development, production, um, If you want to learn social media strategies, different things of that nature. Basically, I just take you as a brand and as an artist, and I try to shape. I try to figure out what your goal is, what is it that you want to accomplish, and then work on a path that is likely to get to that point. So if you're looking for consultations, my email is bookingcranklucas@gmail.com. My website is cranklucas.com. You can actually send that message on my website. You're very talented, brother. Cat, keep staying. Thank you. Keep running. Stay blessed. Ike Knox sends a $5 super chat. Says, "Yo, bro, do you know a good roofing company that can remove my neighbor's roof for me while they're on vacation?" That's stupid. Marlon. Most engineers can't work with singers, only rappers. Yeah. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I feel this quite often. Algorithm confusing as hell sometimes. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. But I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about just try to figure out why people be hating, and maybe you know why? Because like I said, I want y'all to be better. This isn't just about me talking about haters. No, this is about let's figure out a way to reframe our way of thinking so that we can be more productive. Okay. Um, that energy that it takes to hate comes from a negative place. Matter of fact, let's discuss this real quick. DMV in the building. You think there's gatekeeping behind the scenes, or is it just random? Well, I'll tell you what. Go look on my channel right now after this live ends, and you'll see a video called "YouTube Has Been Stealing from Me." And there's a lot of hating in that comment section as well because it's a lot of people who the algorithm shows my videos to new people as well as people that follow me. My problem has been is showing it to too many new people and not enough people that's following me personally. But part of the reason for that is because now you have new people who that's their first video that they see of me. So they don't really know who I am. Even if they watch one video, they don't have the same experience and reverence and respect as somebody who's at least taken like a month or even a year just like constantly seeing my content and realizing like, yo, no, this dope, this dude is dope. This dude is he's like I think he's the best rapper. Like I no, bro, you the GOAT. You know how many people call me the GOAT? That's why I call myself the GOAT. I wasn't always calling myself the GOAT. I felt like I was the GOAT. I worked towards being the GOAT. Okay, this is a long one right here. I don't know. Should I okay, so the energy underneath hate is often primitive, not hate as a moral choice, but the fuel behind it. Threat detection, fear, disgust, envy, dominance, tribal protection. and survival instinct. At its core, hate is usually the mind saying something about this feels dangerous to my identity, status, safety, beliefs, or tribe, so I need to reject it, attack it, or make it smaller. Back in the wild, that energy had a use. If something threatened your food, family, territory, social standard, or physical safety, your body needed a fast response. You didn't have time to debate with the tiger. You needed to fight, freeze, or group defense. But in modern life, the tiger is often not a tiger. It might be a successful person making you feel behind, a creative getting attention you think they don't deserve, a political opinion that threatens your worldview, a woman rejecting you, fuck these hoes, a man outshining you, fuck them niggas, a new generation replacing your taste, somebody doing freely what you was scared to do. Let me pause right here. I wake up every morning, I tell myself, these niggas think you pussy. These niggas think you pussy. You gotta be a self-starter. You gotta be on some Kevin Garnett, Michael Jordan type shit. Kevin Garnett would just make up some shit to get himself stopped. This nigga, they said KG, they was playing against. They said they was playing against the Celtics was playing against the Mavs, and KG was like, nah, that nigga Dirk and Vince, he called me a nigga. He called me a nigga. And what his teammates like, KG, I was over there. He ain't call you no nigga. Yeah, he did. He said it in German. You know what I'm saying? Just make up something to get yourself started. So, oh shit, I lost my place. So the primitive system fires like danger, enemy, attack, but the danger is often emotional, social, or ego-based, not physical. And I think another difference is we've civilized the world so much that we can complain about these things because they're not the same dangers that our ancestors had to face, which was actually life or death. I think that the internet, so again, we have socialized the world so much that social things are considered a real threat. Think about the amount of times people say this is dangerous language because somebody has a difference of opinion. Even if it is something, even if it, you know what? Even if it is something like the transgender community, where you have people that feel like people that stand up for transgenders, they're speaking a dangerous language. They're not speaking a dangerous language. Nobody's going to die because of what they're saying. If somebody decides to chop their off and become something God didn't make them, that's their choice. They a danger to themselves. Yeah, I'm looking at this game. I think the Spurs threw this first game, y'all. I think they said let's let these niggas get this win tonight and let them get pumped up and then yeah. Let's see what y'all saying in the comments. Oh yeah, people. Oh yeah, y'all up now. Let me see what's going on. Appreciate everything. Gatekeeping. What the heck, Cleveland? Cleveland in the house. See Brian early this morning. What's up, bro? Make 5 beats also. I seen that video you talking about. Hate can be easily be disguised, and love can easily be dismissed. Comment section for the clown. Good morning. We're up in Pennsylvania. What's happening? She was taking their videos down. Yeah, it's happening. This in the building. AI dropping negative box. Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's another big part of it too. A lot of the comments, a lot of what y'all see, this negativity are really bots. There's a lot of negative bots. I'm pretty sure there's positive bots too. But I referenced Superman movie that just came out. It's a bunch of monkeys, and it's a room full of monkeys typing on computers. And it's funny that they threw that in Superman. The first two Infinity songs. Yeah, y'all taking it back. Y'all to go very creative, I must say. Seeing that YouTube vid, they ain't paying, they earn money. Y'all, my album, My Time, is available now on all streaming music platforms. Matter of fact, let me play a song for y'all from My Time real quick. Since people be acting like they don't know that my latest skit is how Jay-Z's freestyle sounded to haters, which is kind of the core of this whole conversation we're having. You are the GOAT. Very creative, I must say. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Seen that YouTube vid, they ain't paying to earn money, they're outright stealing. That's what I was telling people. Sounds like YouTube is penny pitching. Too much hate in the world. If Ninja's calling me to go, I'll take that as whatever, because this era folks' IQ is so low, they call everybody and everything a goat. And that's true. I think that word does get thrown around a lot. But the reason why I accept it is because I kind of know what level I'm on overall when it comes to just the different facets of everything that I do. And I know the work that I put in to get to that level. And I know where I stand amongst, like, Jay-Z brags, I brag because I know how dope I am. I know how good I am at what I do. And it's not by accident. It's not by mistake. It's not some magical thing that was bestowed upon me. It's the work that I put in to get to that level. So yes, we're very aware of where we at. So if I'm working towards being the GOAT, even if it's like I'm not the undeniable GOAT, if I'm in that conversation, that means the conversation to be had. Everybody don't know how to turn that hate into fuel. That shit is a skill. Well, that's the reason why I'm reading what I'm reading right now, is because I'm trying to I'm trying to get not an understanding, but I'm just looking at this from the primal instinct of what hate actually is, and it's fear. It's the feeling of feeling threatened. But again, that's from our primal instincts. That's our ancestral way of thinking, our atavistic way of thinking, where the threat was a tiger, but now the tiger is somebody on social media. And when you're dealing with that every day, even our ancestors constantly lived in fear. The fear was different because it was life or death. So at any day they could die. But it's like now, it's like when you're constantly facing a tiger, you always feel threatened by every little thing. The problem is that in today's world, the old survival energy gets directed into comment section, jealousy, gossip, racism, gender wars, fan base wars, career resentment, online pile-ons, tearing down creators, or obsessing over people we claim we don't like. That's the biggest one. You say you don't like this person, but you constantly on the video, you just comment over and over about how much this person is bad and you don't like them. So that energy itself is not evil. It is a raw protective fire. The issue is where we aim it. The productive version of hate energy is discernment, discipline, ambition, boundaries, and creative fuel. Let me repeat that for the people in the cheap seat. The productive version of hate energy is discernment, discipline, ambition, boundaries, and creative fuel. I hate him because he's winning. Instead of saying that, transmute that into his success is showing me something that I want. Let me study, compete, improve, or build my own version. So when you hate on successful black people just because they're successful, instead of thinking like I'll never get there, if you do want to be, you don't necessarily have to be rich and famous, but what is it that you do in life that you want to be successful at? You could be like, well, I'm a successful parent. Well, then bask in your success of being a parent instead of tearing down somebody else's monetary success. King, you're the greatest of all time. This GOAT talk being thrown around too loosely. NBA is definitely like WWE. Frank looking for president 2028. Negative comments drive more engagement. YouTube is slick. They say 40% of all internet traffic are bots. As a creator, you sometimes forget they're bots. Full of monkeys on computers is funny or subliminal. It's not subliminal. It's that's literally what they did in the emojis make it look funny. uh you can be everything or nothing and someone still hate. As long as you observe, you can be susceptible to it. My question is why even give a platform for the haters? If you got haters, that means you're doing something right. Facts. Those types of haters being denied can't admit you good. Well, here's the thing. Again, it's about us improving, and it's about us trying to become the best versions, better versions. Because, like I said, if I can get people, if we can transmute that energy. Oh shit! Wow. I forgot about this beat. Yes. I did that. You can be everything or nothing and someone still hate. As long as you're observable, you can be susceptible to it. You give a platform. You made that beat. Yeah, all these beats is on my website, cranklucas.com. These horns, crank ADD like a mug. No, I'm working. Beat tough like Gorilla Knuckles. Yeah, I woke up this morning with a different state of mind. So where was I at? I was at transmuting it into. I did it. I hate him because he's winning. His success is showing me something I want. Let me study, compete, improve, or build my own version. Instead of I hate this person's opinion, transmute that into what value of mine do I feel is being threatened? Can I defend it without becoming hateful? Instead of they rejected me, they're trash. Turn that into that hurt my ego. Let me process that without needing to devalue them. Damn. Can you admit that your ego is hurt? Can you do that? Can you admit that your ego? I'm dropping some bars right now, y'all. Instead of everybody's against me, transmuted to what is real danger, what is criticism, and what is just discomfort. And that's something I gotta ask myself sometimes often. Because I do be feeling like everybody's against me sometimes. Okay, why is this beat playing again? Fuck. Oh, you know what? Because I'm on the home. Huh? No. What the fuck? Is it on shuffle? I don't even know if it has a shuffle on here. That played. Maybe because it's not all loaded up. Maybe that's the reason why. Alright. I was wondering why my beats kept repeating. Um, a clean way to break it down. Fear says I might not be safe. Envy says I want what they have. Disgust says this feels wrong to me. Ego says this makes me feel small. Tribal instinct says they are not one of us. Hate says destroy it so I don't have to deal with what it brings up in me. The higher self, shout out to my album Higher Self, says let me extract the information without becoming poisoned by the emotion. That's the transmutation. You do not suppress the energy, you redirect it. Ask, what is this hate trying to protect? My pride, my status, my fear of failure, my values, my pain, my sense of control. Then ask, what action would make me stronger instead of smaller? I'm not going to hold y'all. Reframing my thinking, hold on. That might be creating, training, studying, setting boundaries, making a better argument, improving your craft, removing yourself from the conversation, or admitting, I'm jealous because I want that too. What action would make me stronger instead of smaller? That last one is powerful. A lot of hate is just desire wearing the mask. So in essence, hate energy is ancient survival fire filtered through modern ego. Left unconscious, it becomes destruction. Made conscious, it becomes fuel. I'm about to take all this fuel and use it in some debates. I can't wait to debate people now. And I can't. Matter of fact, I'm about to go on this Jay Z. Oh, yo, I ain't shit. I ain't shit. I learned all them gems, and I'm about to use it for evil. I don't give a damn. You ever thought about writing a book? I have two books out: the Metaphor Dictionary and My Viral Blueprint, both available on Amazon. My Viral Blueprint is available on Amazon and Kindle. All right, y'all. This been real. Appreciate y'all tapping in for the last almost hour. Uh, Shout out to everybody that sent the super chat. Um, New video on the way, but the Jay Z for what Jay Z's freestyle sounded like to haters video is out now, so y'all make sure you check that out. But I will be dropping a new video about Drake and Jay Z. I'm probably gonna drop it tomorrow because this Jay Z one is moving like kind of fast right now, so I want that to still breathe. All right, y'all. Holla at y'all later. Peace.